The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker started the Toon Link saga. Now later on, 5 years later, The Legend of Zelda: The Phantom Hourglass came out on Super Nintendo DS. Now what made this so unique, The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks came out, and usually they don't release another Zelda game on the same platform. So it was very interesting, and it only took 2 years to do. So there's 3 modes on your 2 save files. Adventure, which is Link's 25-hour adventure. Battle, you only need 1 DS card and it's multiplayer. And Tag mode, where you need multiple DS cards and you can trade treasures. Now, what starts out is Nico, you're training to become an engineer and you're about to go to a reward ceremony to officially become an engineer. So Nico's trying to coach you, and Alfonso hasn't aged, but Nico has. It doesn't make sense, it takes place a century later, but Alfonso looks exactly the same. So, he gives you a train. Basically, here comes the train. Whoa, whoa. Okay. So anyway, you're not really expecting much, just become an engineer. You'd have no fighting experience whatsoever. So, you blow the horn to make the animals move off the tracks. That's really all there is. You have a 300-second limit to move from here all the way up to the castle, and avoiding the train carts on the way. Now, the avoiding the train carts does not change. It becomes actually harder to avoid them later on in the game. So there's really nothing much than blowing horn and making sure you're on the right path. So there's forks in the road and you need to choose which way to go. Now, the Tower Spirits is your main hub, like the Temple of the Ocean King was, and then there's Hyrule Castle, which is really small and cartoonish. So basically, you can access your letters easier, thank God. I did not like having it read from a diaper guy. So anyway, Zelda is just now giving you a award ceremony, and then there's this very, very fishy guy named Counselor Cole. And so you finally get the green tunic, and no one notices you look just like the hero that saved their lives years ago. Now, the co-op between Zelda and Link is very nicely done. You may recognize it a little bit from a scene from Phantom Hourglass, where you have this round guy. And Zelda needs a line drawn for her in order to walk, so I guess she is helpless any other way. Now the spirit tracks have disappeared, and the Tower Spirits has now been destroyed, which is not good, as you'll know from the prologue. So then Counselor Cole comes out of nowhere, and spoiler alert, he is not human. He had 2 horns under those 2 hats, which was not suspicious at all. Gasp! So anyway, he steals Zelda's body by removing her soul. Here it goes. Floats up. Sort of recognize it from the little fairies from Phantom Hourglass. And flies away. Byron is Cole's associate. Now there's new items like the whip, like the sand wand, which can elevate sand, and as you know, the whirlwind. And there's these things called stamp stations, which you try to access to. There's a stamp book that Nico gave you, and you're just trying to get it stamped. Really, that's it. And there's a huge reward at the end. Now, I had to ask myself, who would place some of these stamp stations where they were? They were easier in the game, but as it went on, look, navigate over the quicksand using your sand wand, which not everyone, I guess everyone now has, and avoid the poison darted arrows, and then get to the sand station, and then you had to go all the way back. Who puts those there? And it's all for Old Man Nico? Now, luckily there's a great reward, but let's remember, the Wind Waker, he bossed you around. Is it really worth it? Oh wait, this is a different guy a century later. How silly of me. He looks exactly the same though. There has to be some relationship to the Link from the other guy. So anyway, you do side quests and favors for little people, and you get these forest gems. And new spirit tracks appear. Now, why would you want new spirit tracks to appear? Well, you can unlock, they would have more new locations, such as, there's this pirate hideout place. And also, there would be a chance for more warp gates to be found. Now, you need to find the one with the green triangle above in order to activate the second warp gate. And you just pretty much warp between the two, and it's like a teleport thing. You blow your horn and the yellow portal opens up, and you go through it. And then, what happens next? But you appear on the other side. Once it's been activated from the other side, you're able to go through that other side too, if that makes sense. So I'll understand more in the game. Now, the tower spirits, fortunately, you don't have to go through the same floors over and over again. That was annoying in Temple of the Ocean Cube. So, when you first get there, you have to get 3 tiers of light. That's the only thing repetitive every time you come back. And so you have some control here. Hit the backstabber. It's like a backstabber. Hit the phantom in the back, and Zelda will go in. The rear entrance. So now we have Lady Phantom. And basically, it's the controls that somewhere introduced in the beginning. There's a tutorial to help. Now there's this spirit flute thing where it's red, yellow, purple. You just play it with this Lady Gaga thing. I don't know what they're called, Gogons, something like that. And spirit tracks appear to the temple and you're able to get it. Now I would rate this game, I'm going to have to really think here. I'm going to have to rate this game 10 out of 10 for the very rare rating for me. 10 out of 10 because the storyline was incredible. The action was great. Very little repetitiveness. I would recommend it. Go buy it now.